Hey, welcome back to another video on the series, Who's Your Baggage? Releasing the Dead Weight. Me, your host, Miss Straight Talk, No Sugar Added, none added at all. And today we're going to talk about betrayal. Betrayal is an ugly thing. Betrayal can lead to some ugliness. Like it can lead to some knockdown drag outs. It can lead to some hair weave coming out, some teeth being knocked out. Because betrayal is something that really hits to the core of some folks. And so the reason I'm having these conversations is because there are many times that we are carrying this baggage, which I call the bag of bricks, which keeps us from moving forward and getting into that next stage and next phase of life. And my desire is that I would offer you a perspective, because I always tell my clients, I'm not here to change your mind. I only want to offer you another perspective, offer you a perspective that can assist you with moving forward. And this disclaimer, I am not a therapist. So if you do need some help navigating through any of these things that we've discussed, definitely seek some counseling, get with your spiritual advisor, friends and family who can help you to get through this. But let's talk about betrayal. Just going to cut right to the chase on this one. This one is deliberate disloyalty. Like when someone betrays you, my position is that when someone betrays you, they know how it can make you feel. They may not know the extent of how it will make you feel, but they know how it will make you feel. But they do it anyway because it's something they want to do. It's something that makes them feel good in the moment, or they just don't care. They're just like, whatever, I'm grown. That's the phrase. I'm grown. I can do it, do what I want to do. But doing what you want to do does not qualify you to hurt someone intentionally, especially if you hurt someone that you love. Now, there's some betrayal that happens, and, sometimes people just get caught up. But even when you say that, even when you say, I just got caught up in something, whether it's a lie or it's in a relationship betrayal where someone had an affair or something like that, like you get there before you actually get there, because it starts in your mind. Like, well, first of all, it starts in your eyes. You see something that you want, you see something that you want to do, you feel like you should have it. And then the mind starts working, you start working out all kinds of things. And then you get into so it's just happened. We can kind of see, but I don't fall totally on that one. And so betrayal is a violation of trust. And when someone violates our trust, sometimes it makes it real hard to come back from that. And I know I talked in Grudges. If you haven't watched Grudges yet, I talked about grudges being a fancy word for unforgiveness. But when it comes to betrayal does take time to get to that point. It does take time to overcome that. But I believe that we can get there quicker quicker can be a week, a month, it could be a year. I don't know what that means for you because I don't know the betrayal. But we can get there quicker if we release the expectation of a behavior or something to be said from the other person. Because sometimes we hold on to stuff because we're saying, well, I'm not going to do this, until they apologize, until they do this, until they do that. And it's a one-sided situation. Now, if you've had a conversation with that person and that person is willing to work to regain your trust, then absolutely there are things that they have to show you, because an apology, saying I'm sorry, are just words if there is no accountability behind the behavior. I'll say that again. An apology, just saying I'm sorry, are just words unless there's accountability behind the behavior, which means, I'm sorry that I hurt you. I should have never done such and such. And now I see how it has hurt you, and I'm going to work hard to make sure that I never do that again. That's an apology with accountability. And sometimes when someone betrays us, we do see it as a personal attack, because especially if it's someone that we know and someone that we care for and we love, we just can't seem to understand how or why they would do something like that to us. How can they do that? And we ask ourselves those questions. But I'm here to tell you, we can ask as many hows and whys and whats as we want to, and we may never get the answer. When you ask questions like that, you have to ask them for internal purposes. Why am I going to allow this to keep me down? How can I get through this and navigate through this so that I am not stuck in this place? What is it that I should actually do? So instead of asking those who, what, when, where, why, and how questions for someone else's action, ask them for yourself, because you're the only one you're accountable for. The other person, the individuals, or whoever betrayed you, they have to get into a point where they do the work, they do the healing work, because first of all, they have to figure out inside of them why they felt the need to do that. What was missing with them that they needed to betray you in such a way? So I didn't mean to belabor on that, but I just want you to be able to ask these questions with every one of these bricks that we're talking about. Internalize it in such a way that you ask questions for you to do something on how you can progress and move forward. And if those people, that person, if they're supposed to be a part of your life, then the work would be, conversations will be had, and the work will be done to move past it and heal from it. So here's what we can do. First of all, something like that, you have to set boundaries. I believe that you should set boundaries in the onset. Like when my husband and I, we started dating, we already knew, and when we talk about marriage, we already knew the deal breakers. Like there are certain deal breakers, which we don't have to have a conversation about, because if it happens, then that's it, I'm done. And whatever the betrayal or the grievance was, is it something we can work through? Is it something he would want to work through, or something I'd want to work through? But when you set boundaries, you already know when someone has crossed it. If you don't have any boundaries set in any of your relationships, I don't care who it is, if you don't have boundaries set, then you don't really know when someone crosses it. So they can keep offending you and betraying you, and you'll keep making excuses why it's happening when it shouldn't be happening. So you got to set boundaries. And then you have to decide, whether to forgive. Now, I come from the school of thought that I believe that forgiveness is important for me. It does not excuse that person's behavior. It is for me. Because if I don't forgive, then I am internalizing this energy. And it's just like, a raindrop hitting a certain spot, just a little trickle of a spot. You think it's just drops. It can't do anything. But if it keeps doing that over the course of a month, over the course of a year or years, it becomes a puddle. So even though you think it's something small, it can manifest into something big. And I believe that the forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for me. I don't excuse the behavior. So find a way to forgive and move on. But don't excuse the behavior. Whatever you do not excuse the behavior. Express how you will move forward. Know how you're gonna move forward. Because if a deal breaker is done, then I'm already in my mind knowing like how I'm gonna move on. Okay, this is it. Boom, let's do this. Do that with my friendships, um, any type of relationship. If I feel that I'm not being treated well, then I'm definitely moving on. And give yourself time to confront and heal. Like, you have to give yourself time to heal, especially if it was a grand betrayal, something on a big scheme. You have to give yourself time to heal. And as I state with anything, in situations like this, especially when it's really hard to heal and get through with your own journaling and your own self, you do need to seek counseling. And I do not profess to sit here and be a counselor. Like I said, I'm just offering you a perspective. So I don't know what that situation is in your life, but I do hope that you can find the place and the space to heal for yourself, not for the other person. Again, heal for yourself so that you can move forward. You can do what it is that you have been called to do. I don't want you to be stuck another day, another month, another year in this situation or any situation carrying these bricks around. Some folks are carrying more than one of these bricks. They might be carrying 3 or 4 every day, every single day. And you're bogged down. You don't understand why you're feeling depleted and no energy and no life, no motivation. Let's find out what that is that's holding you down. So, hey, I hope that you've enjoyed, had an opportunity to enjoy this video and you got some nuggets from it. Looking for you to put some comments in there, because someone may be transformed by something you say, not so much by what I say. Like, subscribe, share with at least 5 to 10 people so you can help me to grow this channel. I can be found on social media at Miss Straight Talk, no sugar added, or Miss Straight Talk. And my website is bestraigup.com. So looking forward to talking to you in those comments. Take care. Make it an amazing day. Bye-bye.